Hi, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. So I've done another revamp here. This is another journal that was sitting on my shelf for just a little too long. So I did a little bit more work on the cover. I'm actually really happy with how I improved it. I got some suggestions from some people who emailed me, and thank you so much. I added some vintage beads and this beautiful, beautiful pin. It is an antique pin. Isn't that pretty? It does have a little rhinestone missing there, but it is super old and beautiful. You can remove that and wear it. I added some beautiful trim here made out of vintage crochet doily and trim up here and down the sides. I just love it. And yes, this book is 120 years old. It shows lots of wear, which I love. It means the book was loved. And let me take you on a little journey before I put it back into my Etsy shop. This is the original plate here. I did not paste that on. That's the original plate of this beautiful Edwardian woman, turn of the century. Just stunning. Look at the poppies in her hat. It's so pretty. So perfect when you think about Edwardian ladies in art. I've added a little cluster here and the original first plate. Look at Mr. Giles here making the little girl laugh. It's wonderful. That's the original first page of the book. And I've just stuffed it. I've got this edu card here. Y for Yarn, a vintage card here that you can upcycle. And this really fun photograph from the 1920s. There's a lady with her dog whose name I know is Trixie, and this girl running along the side of the lake. 1920s pocket here made out of a children's book page, and then a 1950s postage stamp collector's page. And on here I've got another 100-year-old banknote there, and this is just a fun little journaling card made out of another children's book page. So lots going on here. I try to make use of all the space that I possibly can and still give you enough white space to journal on. Here's a beautiful plate of the London fog there from 1904. This is a really cool piece here from a 1950s country song magazine, mostly for teens. Isn't that great? Love it. And pocket there. This is a children's book page here from the 40s. This is really fun 1950s university yearbook page. And I left it alone just because I thought it was so interesting. And look how fun is that? I just love it. I think this one is from Rochester. Oops, upside down. And then I made this little secret journaling spot here, kind of my signature thing to do. And another one here. And I made this journaling tag here out of an antique, a vintage book cover that was damaged. So this is another fun vintage children's page. Look how funny that is. Peter Punkameter. And then this is an early 1900s plate here. From a bird book. It's very sweet, little birds in their nest there. There's more of that children's book page, and a pearl shop from the 50s, and another wonderful ladies magazine page here from the 50s here. And we've got these beautiful crochet pieces. Aren't they lovely? Learn knitting. Love it. That's fun. You can do lots of collaging with that or just enjoy it as a piece of history. Another page here. This one is from the 1930s, and this one is from 1925, an art education book page. Look at these wonderful how to do silhouettes, the things to make and do out of these silhouettes. I love them. And this is a 100-year-old book page. This is from 1940, I believe. Yep, 1940, theater arts. That's the cover, actually. How fun is that? Spectacular. Oh, what a musical that must have been. And that's a lovely, very, very old book page. I did some stamping on that vintage paper. Also, this is from early, also from 1925. And this is from another piece here from that art education book as well. Look at these great colors in there. That was a big deal to have those different colors, all those colors on a single page on glossy. Isn't that pretty? Look at the cherry blossoms there. And then here we've got one of my 1950s baby cards. And you can do all kinds of journaling in there. That's original staining. I did not add that. And I made this journaling page here out of an old box that held a player piano roll. And it's in a sweetheart pocket here that I made. I really like that. And then here is a wonderful 1920s snap card. So all the little snaps on there. Just a really super fun piece to have. Very rare. Actually has some value, that. And then just another really cool 1950s, I believe, magazine page. I don't think it's 40s. Tuck that back in there for now. And then on this side, look at this. I love it. Chocolate cake advertisement for Baker's Chocolate. Look at these hilarious ads down here. And then of course, oh sorry, this is from the 40s. And because it's from the 40s, they always put in war stories in there, sort of to let people know what was happening in the war. And if that's something you don't like, you can always put some paper back there and journal on it. But because it's historic, I left it alone. And I'll leave that up to the new owner of this journal to decide how to use that. And here is a great early 1900s plate. And this is all mounted on top of an antique music page. Another early 1900s page here. And this is a different kind of receipt here from 1953, and that is from the Wholesale Bakers. And I believe that's from Massachusetts. Fun little pocket there. And another 1904 plate here from my English countryside piece. Now, you've heard me talk about these before. I get so excited when I come across these. Early 1900s, people who couldn't afford a scrapbook would just use an old school book, and they would just paste their things that they wanted to keep in them. And so that's what this person did, and I just think it's endearing. Very, very inventive and creative. And then this is just a blank piece on one side. Very, very old 1800s piece. Crochet from the 50s. Vintage dictionary page. I just pulled that from the title page, and this is on an antique paper for journaling. Fun little plate there from the 1800s. And a vintage botanical book page. I just love the feel of that paper. It's a 1937 page on how to use forms in bookkeeping. This is an early 1900s bird plate. Look how pretty that is. It's so pretty. I pulled that from an antique music book, If I Were a Sunbeam. I made this waterfall journaling space here with using antique paper. And then this here is from 1913, Girls' Own Annual, with different fashions. The clothes calendar. Isn't that cute? And how to make a baby hooded cape. So sweet. And more botanicals and vintage dictionary page. And then at the very back, I put in this, which I pulled out of a scrapbook from a student from 1920. And I love it. Her project was on mountains. Isn't that neat? So that's the original coloring, but I thought it was a great opportunity to journal on there. And then the end page is the end page of the book. I hope you love this as much as I loved making it. You can see all of my journals at hyperstamper.etsy.com. Come back soon, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.